I'm Jeff Matlow. Welcome to the best leadership podcast ever. Welcome back to the pod. So great to have you here. Before we start, click subscribe so you don't miss an episode. I wouldn't want you to miss out on anything. I'm a 3-time entrepreneur, author, keynote speaker, and leadership coach. The reality is leaders have problems. Almost all leaders and their teams have problems. I'm the one they call to help fix them quickly. So if you got a problem you want help fixing, go to thebestleadershipcompany.com and you can find a little bit more there. Today, I want to talk about something important. The lunch break. Because the lunch break is dead. We killed it. It's true. You and I, we killed the lunch break. The thing is, I'm not sure you know how strong the ripple effects are because of this. Let me take you back about 10 years. Remember when tech companies first started offering free food as a perk? It was a clever move. I applaud the first ones who thought of it. They made you feel lucky to have endless granola bars or gourmet salads for you at any time. They even started integrating other offerings like daycare and laundry services. You can actually conduct your whole life while at work. It felt great. It felt special. At least you did for a little bit. Because what they didn't admit was that this wasn't about generosity. It was about containment. They didn't want you to leave your job. Literally. It didn't take long for other companies to follow. In fact, it quickly became a really important recruiting and retention tool to promote your perks. Companies started showing off their stock kitchen, their microbrew taps, game rooms, ping pong tables. It was like a competition of who could have the most stuff in the office for people to do outside of work. We all thought we were being pampered, but in reality, we were just being domesticated. And now the after effects of that are devastating. If you open your eyes to our new reality, you're quickly going to realize that the lunch break, which was the one time of day when people used to step away, connect with each other, and reset their brains, that lunch break is dead. And the joyful spark of work is fading away with its demise. Here are a couple brutal truths for you to nosh on. These came from Korn Ferry's research. 62% of workers no longer leave their desk for lunch. And half of them skip lunch entirely at least once a week. This is exactly what companies were hoping for with the free food and endless perks. They simply wanted you to keep working. They won that battle. But by winning the battle, they actually lost the war. Because people are working harder now than they have before. But the expected result isn't what was expected. Productivity has plummeted. Why? Well, we stopped eating together. Then we stopped talking together. Then somewhere along the line, we stopped belonging together. I'm not sure you know this, but restaurant traffic has declined for 8 straight quarters so far. Business lunches, which used to account for 10% of all restaurant spending, have nearly vanished. But that's not just bad news for restaurants, it's bad for your company. Those shared lunches, that daily camaraderie, it was the glue that bonded all the disparate pieces of your company into a culture of collaboration. Trust was built in those lunches. Loyalty was reinforced. Even mentorship happened more effectively when people left the bubble of the office together. A decade ago, it took a 25% increase in salary to convince an employee to leave a job where they liked the people. Today, for less than 10% raise, people will bail from a company and not give it a second thought. When lunch left, so did loyalty. See, when you remove the human moments, you remove human connection. And when connection disappears, your company culture collapses. Companies are striving for greater efficiency. I get it. That's their job. And since the world is moving increasingly faster, companies demand the same of the staff. They push for more productivity. They try to eliminate any semblance of downtime by mistaking it for wasted time. And communication has been so automated to the point where the faucet never stops flowing. And because of all of this, we've forgotten about our humanity and accidentally eliminated basic connectivity. Now everyone's calendar is packed with back-to-back Zooms, nobody eats lunch away from the screen, and the most talented people at your company are asking themselves why they're staying in their soul-sucking job this long. The irony is crazy. By trying to make work more pleasurable, it made it less human. It's hard to turn back the clock on this one. The toothpaste is out of the proverbial tube. And the increasingly hybrid nature of work has left us with this dynamic of detachment and solitude. A lot of us no longer thrive in those moments of cultivating a company culture as much as we are holding on tightly to the freedom of seclusion. But loyalty and belonging aren't built in the confines of separate cells on a Zoom call. Community and creativity are products of human interaction. They're products of collaboration. So your company doesn't need a better communication tool. It needs a round of sandwiches. It's your job, regardless of your role, to make it safe to take a lunch break again. Encourage your team and your colleagues to walk away from their damn desk for 30 minutes. Go eat with them. Talk about something that has nothing to do with work. Those are the important conversations, believe it or not. Because connection isn't built through culture decks about core values. It's built through shared time together, and sometimes shared food. So before you convince yourself to have another lonely lunch at your desk, ask yourself whether the cost of that half hour is really greater than the cost of a collapsing culture. I'm really hoping you say no. If you want to help build a more communal, collaborative culture in your company, let me know. I could help you figure it out in one phone call. Go to thebestleadershipcompany.com. You'll figure out how to contact me there. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. Go have lunch with somebody, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.